Good morning, guys. Today I'm going to be making a set of loaded dice. Now, I've made one of these before where I just made a wooden dice, put lead in one face, called it good, and it worked. It was simple. It was a fun project. But this time around, I wanted to make a die that gave the user or the roller the ability to choose what number they wanted to roll. They could have two options rather than just one option. And I achieved that using magnets. So for this project, I'm 3D modeling a die in Tinkercad. It's a little CAD software for kids. Um, and I'm going to be putting two holes in the middle of the dice for magnets. So I make a hole the same size as my magnet, and then I'm going to put a magnet on the 2 face and the 5 face. We'll cut the die open just to see where the holes are. Everything looks good, so we'll bring it into our slicing software. Here, you get to see how the 3D printer will print the dice. Basically, it's going to print the hole. I'm going to pause the print, stick the magnet in there, and then resume the print. And I'll do that 2 times. While we're waiting on this guy to heat up, we need to label our magnets. So in order for this to work the way I want it to work, we need to have the positive side of one magnet facing one way, the negative side facing another. So we need 2 magnets in total. I'm just going to say this top magnet, one facing up, is positive. One down here is negative. And when we put these magnets in the dice, the positive is going to be facing down, and the negative is going to be facing upwards. You just need to remember that. It doesn't matter whether it's plus or minus or plus or pee-pee or poo-poo or apple or banana. It really doesn't matter, just so long as you know that there are different faces of the magnet and you have those faces facing the outside of the dice. And here we go. We're going to stop the print here in probably a minute or 2. Once I see that it starts to cover up our hole, that's when I'll pause it, cut out what's left, and stick the magnet. Yep, that's it. Now we also need to... Oh, I stopped the print. God damn. Should be coming up on it at any time. Yep. Now we're going to clean up this hole. Now I'm going to take positive. Again, it doesn't matter. That positive is going to be facing the outside of the dice, which in this case will be the ground or the bed. Where is it? I hope that's not stuck on anything important. So I have no idea where that went. Alright, we're going with negative until I can find positive. I like to use the butt end of a screwdriver, kind of force it in there. And when we look at it from this angle, the magnet should not be sticking up at all. As you can see, I'm using an ender. The nozzle is not magnetic, so the magnet won't stick up to the hot end. I know with some other printers, there is a magnetic part up here, and magnets will launch out of the hole and get stuck to your hot end, so just be aware of that. This is what we're looking at. You can tell where we paused the print the first time. Looks like we were off by like a millimeter. It's probably on me, more so than the printer. But magnets are in there. That's what's important. See how it works. This is our dice. I colored in the numbers so they were more visible. You can see I have the ability to color in the lines at the level of like a second grader. That's alright, besides the point. So remember, our magnets are on the face of the 5 and the 2. We're on a magnetic surface. This is the top of a microwave. So whenever we roll, we should either get a 5 or 2. Not every time, but probably most times. 5, 2, 3, 2, 5, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Now, let's say you wanted to roll exactly a 5, or have the highest chances of rolling a 5. You have, like, I don't know, a little bit less than a 50-50 shot of rolling a 5, just on a magnetic surface. But let's say we had a surface with magnets underneath it, and here I have 2 sets of 3 magnets. They're the same magnets, but they're flipped. So this side, let's say positive is facing up, this side positive is facing down. And I made it so that on this side, the side of the magnet that is on this side, like facing, will be facing upward, attracts the 2. Why? So that it attracts the 2, so the 5 is facing upwards. So we should be able to roll our dice, put it on the 5 section of this, pull it up, and we do in fact have a 5. Let's see if that was just a fluke. Kind of cool. Alright, now let's say we want to roll a 2. What we're going to do is go on this side of the paper. Oh, it didn't work. Alright, let's try it again. Two. 6. Didn't work that time. 2. 2. One thing I want to point out, you'll notice like when you're rolling this dice, you can tell that there's magnets in it. So you might be wondering, how could you make it so that it's less obvious? My hypothesis is right now those magnets are like probably 2 millimeters, maybe 3 millimeters away from the face of the dice. So if you were to bring them closer to the center, they would be further away from the magnetic surface, so the force of the magnets would be less, so it would be less snappy. But in doing that, there's also more of a chance of it not rolling on the number that you desire. So that's just my 2 cents. So this is just a proof of concept. Be smart with this information, like don't get yourself into trouble. I know I had a lot of fun playing around with this. This was an idea inside of my head. Figured it would work, and luckily it did kind of work. Hope you guys like this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.